Then, over the years proceeded to do a lot more education and learned how to do stool tests, blood tests, tests for hormones, tests for the adrenals. And as I started to integrate that into my nutritional therapy practice, I just saw results for my clients and for myself skyrocketing. It makes a huge difference. Hey, Dan, so nice to see you. It makes a huge difference making dietary changes, but it's not everything. And for me and how much I was struggling with PCOS, I really needed something else to help improve my symptoms. And so once I learned how to look at stool tests, and the test that I use most often in my practice is the GI map. And what that does is it shows, digestive markers, how well you're digesting fat, as I mentioned earlier, how important that is for hormone production, but also looking at pathogens in the digestive system. So a lot of pathogens can take root in the digestive system and are linked to autoimmune diseases and a lot of other health circumstances. And so we can use supplements to help eradicate those pathogens and also restore proper function to the GI. And when I initially went through that process myself, I started getting my period back again. And again, guys, this was massive for me. I had gone for, at this point, 15 years without regularly getting my period and, just feeling terrible on a pretty regular basis. So to see that improving my gut health, specifically at that point by getting the targeted supplements for what I was seeing on my GI map test results, using those supplements in a targeted way to restore balance to my GI, and then seeing that actually brought my period back in and of itself was so incredibly rewarding. I can't even tell you. So, when I am working with my nutritional therapy clients, this is always the most important thing that we do first. Hey there, thanks for joining. So we always look at what's going on with the GI first, because we need to remember that our entire body is completely dependent on how well our digestive system is functioning. And again, as I mentioned earlier, most of us are struggling with some sort of digestive dysfunction, just by way of how we get our food. The soil that food is grown in these days is not very nutrient dense. So, you may or may not have read the studies done on, say, like an orange. 100 years ago, an orange had about 50% more vitamin C than it does today. So, people will ask me a lot of times, well, I don't want to be taking supplements. And I'm like, I hear you. I am not here to get you taking a bunch of supplements. And I also want you to understand, by looking at these test results, what kind of stress your body is under right now. And there are very specific ways that we can address that and help. And those of you who struggle with hormonal imbalances, and again, that could be fatigue. Fatigue is a huge one. Chronic pain is a huge one. Chronic pain has been a big struggle for me throughout my adult life. Acne, weight gain. Weight gain is the number one symptom of hormonal imbalances. I was once put on a 500 calorie a day diet for 30 days. And I lost a whopping 4 pounds, which I then gained right back. And it wasn't until I started really digging into these hormone tests and really understanding what was going on with my GI that I started to see my weight regulate. So one of the tests that I use, I already mentioned, is the GI map test, which is for your digestive system. And I did a whole 6-month protocol on resolving the markers on that GI map. And then I also did an extended female hormone panel, which is a very complex test, and truly you need to be working with a practitioner who understands the art of these tests. And so I use the extended female hormone panel with my female clients who are still cycling. And, it's important to take into consideration symptoms as well as what you're seeing on the test results so that, you can really customize both a nutrition support perspective, but also supplements. And then we also cannot forget the importance of lifestyle in helping people to heal and to recover.